Sometimes you'll come up with a fragment of code that's so cool that you want to use it over and over again in your different programs. For instance, I have a program here that follows a wall. It turns on the motors, and then if the touch sensor is pressed, it turns quickly away from the wall. If it's not pressed, which means it's not touching the wall, it kind of slowly tends to veer into it. And it does this over and over again until the light sensor sees a black line. Well, that's great, and I could write this program all the different places that I want to use it in my life, but it'd be better if I could make a new block out of it. And in a lot of languages, that's called making a subroutine. Here in NXTG, that's called making a My Block. And the My Blocks show up in the palette over here. You go up here, and here's all the different My Blocks that I've already created. So let's make a new My Block out of this. I take my left mouse button and select the part that I want to make a My Block out of. And I go up to Edit and say Make a new My Block. And it comes up with a little dialog box. We're going to call this the wall follower. And I can describe it here. This follows the right-hand wall. Okay, so I've described it here. I'm going to press Next. Then I get to make an icon for it. I don't know. I think I'll maybe use this symbol, and I can resize it if I wanted to. And maybe I'll use some other symbol because it also uses the light sensor. I'll drag the light sensor in there. It's up to you what kind of symbols you want to use here, as long as you'll just know what it is when you see it. And then we'll finish it. Okay, it's taken all of my program now and condensed it down into a single block. You also notice that it's up here. Here's my wall follower block. I could drag that out and follow the wall again, over and over again. Now, if I wanted to see what's inside one of these blocks, I'm going to delete these two because that's a little confusing. I can double click on one of these, and you'll notice that it opened up a new tab here in my editor environment, and it's showing me what's inside the wall follower My Block. I go back here to my main program, and here's the block again. So I can go back, and I can, after done find the wall, I could do a couple movings and maybe make a sound. And then I could say, well, let's follow the wall again. Yeah. By the way, if you select something accidentally, you just have to drop it and hit delete. I'm going to go back over here to the My Block palette and grab my wall follower again, and there you go. It's that easy. Now, this is one of the most powerful features of the NXG language, because you'll notice I've taken this big chunk of code and made it into a single block. You might want to make My Blocks out of just different sections of a big NXTG program. If you've got a program that's spanning over several screens and you have to constantly be scrolling back and forth, well, it's a pretty nifty thing to be able to take the chunks that go together, select them, make a new My Block out of it, and then your main program is just a whole series of calls to different My Blocks. You can more easily tell what's going on.